even do the chores sometimes together. This taught me to value community over everything else. The twins and I going to the same school, from preschool to middle school, was crucial in our relationship when it came to looking out for one another. But when it came to high school, ironically, I chose to go to Brebeuf over Carmel High School, leaving their sides for the first time ever in my life. My first semester was beyond amazing here at Brebeuf. I met tons of new friends and really felt accepted for who I was and whoever I wanted to become in life. It was the beginning of making my lifelong friends. I found my niche in the basketball team, I discovered my true belief in God, and even picked up golf. I was absolutely horrible, but I still had a great time. But quickly, this made a turn for the worst. Something I could have never dreamed of, nor would have ever wished upon my worst enemy. I lost precious time. 124 days, 7,440 hours, 446,400 minutes, 26,784,000 seconds. I have physically been alive, in the means of breathing and blood flowing through my heart, but I was not awake. For 124 days, I missed out on telling my parents and my siblings, even little Junebug, that I love them. For 124 days, I missed out, or I wasn't able to go to school and gain knowledge. For 124 days, I wasn't able to go to basketball and spend time on the court with my teammates. For 124 days, I was not able to wake up and walk outside to see all that the world has to offer. After suffering for what doctors thought to be seizures, MRIs showed 2 lesions or tumors in my brain. This started chaos and fear in my family. My family revealed unconditional love and support when nothing was looking up to me. I found myself traveling from hospital to hospital across the country, looking for an answer. I was labeled a medical mystery by the neurologist at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota because of my so-called episodes. In these episodes, I fall asleep for 22 plus hours a day and for 7 to 10 days straight. Nobody could wake me up to do anything. My family would force me to wake up to eat once a day. During the time I was awake in an episode, I was in such brutal pain, I could not speak to anyone. I could not be anywhere with bright lights or even do the most simple task where I get the worst headache of all time. During the time of these so-called episodes, I also lose all my memory. It is as if someone had flipped a switch, turning it off in my brain. There are instances where I've not been able to recognize my sister or even my own mother's voice. After the 7 to 10 days, I will wake up and just be a normal kid again. Although I'm unable to remember what happened during the episode, I'm just myself. Exactly what I meant by saying I had lost precious time. Throughout these episodes, I was forced to do many tests. These include fMRI, MRI, CAT scan, EEG, spinal tap, sleep studies, lumbar punctures, blood work, radiology tests, and even genetic testing. During my sophomore year, my health was on a rapid decline. I didn't leave the house for weeks at a time. I missed homecoming week, family members' birthdays, my siblings' graduation, and countless amounts of schoolwork. This time was very scary, not knowing what day could have been my last. At this point, my parents were at a loss. They assumed the worst and prayed for the best. They thought it could be a terminal cancerous tumor or uncontrollable lifelong seizures. I was mostly worried about what my classmates were thinking on the other hand. I feared they'd talk about me. Why is he missing so much school? Why does he get special treatment? Why can't I? Little did they know I would do anything to be in their position. To be at school every day, taking every test, making every practice, being able to function through an entire school day was a dream. I did not want to be different than everyone else. While I was at school, I would often try to diagnose myself with some sort of superpower. Something to explain what was going on with me that would make it seem like things aren't as bad as they actually were. I'd ask Mr. Petty if my potential alter ego made any sense, but clearly none of them did. This time brought constant sadness to my family and me. The hardest aspect to accept about the situation was not having, or at least knowing, a trigger to set off these episodes. And most importantly, not having a diagnosis, a cure. A few weeks later, I was diagnosed with Klein-Levin syndrome, a neurological disorder that affects 1 in 15 million, with no known treatment. Let me say that again. 1 in 15 million. The odds of becoming president in America are 1 in 10 million. I would have preferred to be called President Melrose, but that's not what I'm destined to be. This news provoked both relief and fear in my family and me. It meant I wasn't terminal, but to this day, I don't know what my future will hold. During the end of my sophomore year, I would go into school about every other week and catch up on schoolwork in the dean's office. I expected it to be full of kids coming in and out, being yelled at by Dean Adams, for forgetting their IDs or skipping their assigned jugs, but I only had to hear that a few times. Rather, I found my new office to be constantly filled with encouragement from my teachers, coaches, friends, priests, Mrs. McKinney-Torres, and Dean Adams coming in constantly to make me smile. These short visits made all the difference. I've never been more anxious than waiting for the bell to ring so I could see my friends in the short time they had in between class, often making them late to wherever they're going. This sense of community gave me comfort every time I was ready to go back to school. It got me excited each time I heard my morning alarm clock go off because I could finally see my second family. Underclassmen, if you don't know this already, the students and staff here support you more than anyone else, and they really want you to succeed. If I was a student at any other high school, I would have been forced to drop out, but not at this school, not at Vermont. As things were finally starting to look up for me and to go my way, 4 months since my last episode, a new record, God gave me a much larger obstacle to overcome. On February 9th, 2019, one of my close friends, Cameron Powell, suddenly passed away. I knew Cam from all the way back to preschool. We shared lots of common interests, one including that our brothers are our best friends. We spent so much time together over the years, throughout many all-nighters playing Xbox, to going to concerts together. I still cherish every moment I was able to spend with him. When I first heard about this, it didn't hit me. I carried on with my day, watching my show with my phone on silent. I checked my phone a few minutes later to see many messages of condolence. I thought to myself, this can't be real. I was just talking to him. I was still in denial. This mindset of mine abruptly changed when my brother Simon walked in my room with this look on his face. I broke down crying uncontrollably. I immediately drove to a friend's house, entering a room full of devastated faces. People I'd only ever seen with smiles on their faces greeted me with tears streaming down their cheeks. No one said a word. We all hugged each other. I told my friends I loved them. Something I've never done before. I never thought in my life that I would have sat in the Ryan's basement with over 30 of my closest friends in complete silence like we did that day. For the following days, we were together every minute, sharing the pain and shock that seemed unbearable to face alone. The thought of going back to school seemed impossible. Hearing teachers and classmates mention the name of Camp Powell would make it all too real. But the fears we had about returning vanished when we showed up at school on Monday morning and were greeted with an unexpected prayer service to the loved ones of Cam. Hundreds of people came. Hundreds of people came not knowing Cam, but to support their classmates who were mourning his passing. People who had never spoken a word to Cam in their lives shed tears for the pain they saw on the faces of his friends. Even students who only knew of Cam stepped up to the microphone to speak to all those mourning. Knowing it would be too hard for his close friends to speak publicly at this time. From this day on, Rebuff was less of a school to the class of 2020, and more of a family. In times like this, the community cares more about the students' thoughts and feelings rather than their academic commitments. My friends and I spent countless hours in the chapel that week, talking about the hundreds of funny stories of our beloved friend, and watching the slideshow of pictures and videos of Cam dozens of times. We smiled, laughed, and cried each and every time I played. The day that Cam passed away, we had a basketball game at Tri-West. Coach Howard knew how much Cam meant to almost every member of the basketball team and told us to come to school for shoot around so we could talk to the team. It's a lot harder than I thought. I showed up and saw my teammates crying. I immediately broke down in tears. Coach Howard then gathered us all together with Father Bill on his side. He asked us, "Do you guys want to play tonight?" Everyone looked at each other, not knowing what to do. No one answered. Coach Howard left us alone for a little bit to talk amongst ourselves. We decided to not just play for Cam, but for each other. Because that's what he would want us to do. Afterwards, Father Bill led a prayer and blessing over Cam and his loved ones. We headed to Tri-West in complete silence. And a wave of light rained over us the entire way, which continued as we walked into the dreaded school and into the locker room. Everyone knew that Cam was watching over us through the ray of sunshine, giving us the confidence to play. JV and varsity both won a very emotional game. After this game, Coach Howard invited all the Braves fans into the locker room for his speech, his famous speeches. I'll never forget the feeling of togetherness in that small area. Never. The memories and lessons I've learned from Bob are countless. I'm so fortunate to be in such a community. I have found community as a member of the basketball team. I have found community in the love I was shown when I was sick and scared. I found community amongst my friends during the passing of Cam. I found community in the pep rallies. I even found community in math class. Today, I am almost a year episode free in living life in the present, not the past, and very optimistic for the future. I'm still terrified every night that I fall asleep, not knowing what could happen the next morning. But I know the support system in my corner. Rebuff has showed me that Cam is still smiling over us each and every day. I personally find him in every laugh at school and every job. If you are a friend of Cam's and plan on hanging out with him after school, you know it'll have to be after 4:30, after his drug is served. But most importantly, Bro has taught me that any challenge can be overcome with the community support. I encourage all of you freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors to buy into this community, to branch out to a new club, to sit with new people at lunch, smile at a classmate you might not know too well, say hello to whoever no one is talking to, or stand up for the one that everyone's laughing at. Also, tell everyone important to you how much you love and appreciate them, because you never know if it's too late and you have no idea what they're going through. This school community is at its best when we are open to including others, when we go out of our way to make sure everyone has a place to feel loved and supported. Community should not be only limited to a close group of friends. My community is my classmates, my teachers, my coaches, the staff at the school, the janitors, the lunch ladies, break day guests, and yes, even Dean Adams, who is one of my closest friends. The loss of Cam will stay with me forever. I will miss him every day, and he will always be in my mind. And he will always be in my mind and heart. But so will the love and the support of my beloved family. To me, that love is God. And because of that, I know someday I will see Cam again.